I know you feel like shit. I know you feel like shit when you look in the mirror. I know you feel terrible. You are not as good looking as you want to be. You don't have the physique. And you feel like you're so far away from the physique that all of these people have on social media. Where it seems like almost everyone who's a teenager right now has a six pack. They have an aesthetic looking physique. You're not taking care of yourself. You're not taking care of your beard, of your hair, of your appearance. You're ashamed of your body. If we were to go to a beach right now or to a swimming pool, you'd be ashamed to take your shirt off. I know that feeling. I've been through it. I've been through all of those phases. I've had like back knee, literal back knee, where I would be so ashamed to just take off my shirt because I had all of this back acne. But you have to understand, at the end of the day, it's all your fault. You ate all the junk food. And the number one way that we can win, that we can take back all of our dreams and hopes, all of the hopes that the 13-year-old version of me had. I took all of it back by remaining steadfast. Steadfast. I didn't understand the meaning of that word 3 months ago. And even if I understood it, I didn't implement it. And it was all because I was following extreme paths. I was thinking of extremism. My mind was so manipulated and psyoped into thinking that extreme results are only guaranteed through extreme action. And even right now, to this point, to this day, I still have to fight that thought every single day. Even though I have lost 20 to 21 pounds, I still have to fight that thought every single day. It doesn't go away. This is how hard we've been manipulated by the hustle culture on Instagram and on social media, and every single one of these guys just preaching all of this hard work and extremism, and you got to be all in, you got to be locked in, otherwise you're not going to win. Bullshit talk. I lost 21 pounds of body weight by eating ice cream every single day. Protein ice cream, that's the last meal I have every single day. I did not skip that junk food. And it doesn't really matter how I did it. Your system is going to be different. You could copy each one of my meals that I put on my story, each one of the workouts that I do. It's still not going to be personalized for you. You have to go out and find out your own pace when it comes to the fat loss flow, the thing that I talk about all the time, where the challenge level matches the skill level. And you got to be unwavering. You got to lead your own way for once in life. And you got to stop watching all of these guys on YouTube. You got to stop. Maybe this is the first ever video that you've ever come across by me. And this is my message to you. Stop watching these videos. Stop getting all these inputs. Trust yourself for once in your life. Please trust yourself. You don't need me to tell you to do this. You've heard enough. You already know what to do. Next year's coming. You probably binge ate today. You probably aren't proud of the work that you did today. You're probably ashamed of yourself. If you're watching this right now, if you've watched this till now, you probably have the courage to confront the man that you see in the mirror. I was not able to change the way I looked until I stopped caring about how I looked. That is a very important sentence. I'm going to say it again. I couldn't change the way I looked until I stopped caring how I looked. So many people care so much about how they look right now, and that's why they sabotage themselves. That's why they get emotional. Looks and physicality and all this physical realm and everything, you gotta be above it. You gotta be on a different realm of thinking. You gotta be unwavering in your belief. You gotta believe that you are the anointed one. That's what I call myself. I call myself the chosen one. I believe I'm chosen by God. And some people might look at me and think, oh, this guy's funny, this guy's funny. He thinks he's chosen by God. He's just spewing out bullshit. But the success that is guaranteed for me in the future, that will disprove all of those people's thoughts. Because what you think and how you judge another person is how you judge yourself. The world is a mirror. And everybody's constantly just judging themselves based upon how they judge other people. And if somebody judges you for the religion that you have, or based off how religious you are, they're probably very judgmental about their own religious beliefs and their actions as well. If somebody judges you based on your physique, they probably judge themselves a lot. I used to judge myself a lot, and I still do. I'm still battling with this, by the way. I'm not any way through this. Even today, for example, I skipped the steps because my feet are sore. I don't want to make myself more hungry than I wanted to be. My hunger cravings have increased drastically in the last two to 3 days. And I thought about this, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna take like a diet break for 3 days this week. Just gonna have a maintenance, right? Just like I explained before. But still, my mind's constantly telling me, yeah, that. You taking a maintenance means that you're failing. That is an extreme thought. That's an extreme thought. Because this is normal, feeling hunger cravings and then just taking a few days off for maintenance. It's normal. There's so many people that do it. It's just our own beliefs and our own minds that make us think we are wrong for just failing once. If we failed once, we have to we become this big failure when we fail on other things as well, and we mock ourselves for so many other things. I didn't do the steps today, and my mind was constantly just telling me at the same time, was like, oh, good workout, but you didn't do the steps. Those kind of thoughts were just popping in. There's no entity inside of my head. That's cringe. There's no voice in your head. But if we talk about that voice in your head, that perfectionist thought, all of those thoughts aren't coming from me. They're coming from all the people that were perfectionists in my life. This can come from parents. This can come from teachers. This can come from relatives, people who judged you when you were a child, or who are judging you still for the weight that you have and for the way that you look. And please don't be angry at those people. Be grateful. Because I did this even a few days ago. I would just I got very angry for someone judging me. And it's normal. But at the same time, those moments are needed because they show you the truth. If somebody looks you in the eye and tells you you have small arms, it's probably the truth. It's probably the truth. You probably have to push yourself. Not in the short term. There's two ways to push ourselves. We either increase the intensity or we increase the time frame. So we either say, okay, I'm going to achieve this in such a short amount of time, but I'm going to increase it. It can either be like a fighter style, camp style, bodybuilder, uh, prepping type shit, or it can be a long-term, like long vision, broad vision goal, where you say, yeah, I'm going to be doing this for my entire life, but at the same time, I'm going to, have this in my head, have this in my mind. Okay, go harder on your arms. Every single workout, I'm going to go harder on my arms. You probably have a lot of disbelief in yourself. And that's normal. I had a lot of shitty beliefs about myself as well. When I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was overweight, that's normal. How can you believe in yourself if you're overweight? You can't. It will all come through the struggle, embracing the struggle, understanding that the struggle will never fade away. I thought I understood this perfectly until I am actually faced with the real situation where I've actually lost 21 or 22 pounds and I'm still dissatisfied with the physique that I currently have. And I was dissatisfied with the physique that I had 3 months ago. There's a pattern in that. Don't you see the pattern? The pattern is that even if you have the six pack, you're going to be happy. There's going to be moments where you're going to look at yourself and you're going to be happy. But at the same time, there's a yin and yang situation where at the same time you're going to look at your physique sometimes and you're going to feel dissatisfaction just because you looked at another guy in the gym and he had bigger arms than you. He had more arm bicep veins than you. He had a bigger tricep than you. That's why we got to have the blinders on. Blinders, right? Just focus on your own progression, and that is it. We do not look at other people inside of the gym. We do not think about their process, their progress, their lives, their training style, whatever. We just focus on ourselves because everybody has a different journey. Everybody has different results to get, different goals to achieve, and different paths to forge on. They're different stories. Not everything is just black and white. You can't just take a plan from a shredded guy and then think that will work for you. Never. Your plan has to be specific to your own situation. And you have to experiment a lot with it. I'm emphasizing on the experimentations. I still experiment with my plans. I still move up the morning routine. I even considered removing the morning routine here and there, but it's still helping me, so I'm still going to continue it. If it doesn't help me anymore, I'm going to remove it. All of the activities that make me the most consistent, those are the things that I'm still going to be doing every single day because they improve me at the most important trait that I need in order to get the six pack and go even beyond that. It's consistency. Everything that improves your consistency, you should add it to your day. This has been my pace, all right? I started at 177 pounds, and it was the 28th of August 2025. And now it's the 19th of December 2025, and I am 156.6 pounds. But I just gained like 1 pound from yesterday, was just like water weight, so I'm technically like still 155.6 pounds. I have lost over exactly 21.4 pounds. So that's averagely per week, that is 1.3 pounds per week. And my average consistency so far has been 79% in terms of the weight. And this wasn't easy to achieve. It was not easy. It'll never be easy. It'll never get easy. You just get used to it more. You just get used to the the gym workouts more, to the steps more. It's still hard for me to do the 40-minute steps. It's hard. Sometimes, yeah, I get used to it a little bit more, but it's still hard. It will always be hard. The struggle will never leave you. It will never fade away. It will never fade away. It will never leave me. I'll still struggle. You don't think I'll struggle? I won't struggle. All struggle will be gone when I have the six-pack abs. That I'll be able to just fight so easily, and I'll be able to just jump around and do all of these exercises very easily. No, it's hard. It's still gonna take a lot of time. Your physique is a reflection of your mentality. And your physique slowly morphs into the mentality that you keep adopting every single day. And your mentality is being updated every single day with all of the thoughts that you feed yourself, with all of the coping mechanisms that you give to yourself, that you talk yourself into. Are you constantly telling yourself, yeah, binge eating is okay? Are you constantly telling yourself, I'm okay where I am? Are you constantly telling yourself, I'll never be able to do it? Sad situation, man. Sad situation. A lot of people. I'd hate, I'd hate to be in that situation again. But if I could restart the journey right now, it would not be that much of a big deal. I'm telling you. Because of the consistency that I've adopted right now, with the system that I have right now, I could be obese right now. I'd still do it. I'd still show up. It's because my mentality has changed. The psychology has been updated. All of the mental models that I've adopted, all of the lessons that I have learned by analyzing myself and my thoughts and coaching myself every single day. All of these thoughts and everything have shaped my mentality to where it is right now. I've already got the six-pack when it comes to the mental part. I'm already there. I've already adopted the mentality of the guy who has a six-pack. That's why I'm not so worried if I skip the steps. The guy who has a six-pack, is he worried if he skips the steps for one day? Everyone is extreme. Everyone wants to be 120%. I say be 70%, but do it over a lifetime. Do it for 3 years. I've only done this for 3 months. 3 months and 21 days. Believe it or not, I've truly been consistent for the last 3 months and 21 days. For the other 15 months, I was messing around. I was being extreme, and extremism never worked. It never worked for me. It just messed me up. Because I was trying to be extreme in one area without actually thinking about being... It's very hard to describe. But I was neglecting the areas that were more subtle, but they were so much more important than the areas that I wanted to be extreme in. For example, the 20k steps. 20k steps doesn't really matter even that much as diet does. Diet is so much more important than 20k steps, but I neglected the diet. I thought that 20k steps, doing that was much more of a priority than being on a diet where I eat the same things every single day, where I track every single thing correctly. And that was a dumb mentality. There has to be a priority when it comes to the activities. Being in a deficit will make you lose the weight. Doing the gym workouts is going to help you retain the muscle. Doing the steps is just something that we do in order to accelerate the journey. It's an optional thing. It's not like it's something that's mandatory. It's something that you have to do every single day, otherwise you're a failure. But that's how I thought after getting out of the gym. You know what would have happened if I had done the steps? My legs would have been even more sore tomorrow after I've woken up. I would have had even more hunger cravings because I went hard on the gym workout. I would have had even more hunger cravings. And I would have probably overate again. I would have probably done like, okay, yeah, 4 days this week maintenance. You know, I've written down here, extremism doesn't mean that we're being steadfast. Steadfast is just, the meaning behind it is just being unwavering in the belief, that's in the belief system that you have. And that was the thing that I had, which was, even if I was looking at the worst version of myself, I still had a vision inside of my head. I still thought to myself, I am the anointed one. I know I can do it. I'm chosen by God. It's destiny, fate, whatever shit you want to call it. I 100% believe that I have a superiority complex. All right? I have a superiority complex. I think I'm better than other people, and I fully believe in that. And I think a lot of people should believe in it, even though it's not really real for most people, and it might not even be real for me. I will still believe in it because I want to have hope. Without hope and without this single thought, I would have probably given up, because I've been trying to do this for a year and a half and even longer than that in the past, and I've not been able to do it because I haven't really committed. But that's a lesson for another day. Today's lesson is just being steadfast, believing in yourself. And there's even a thing like this where people actually do this, but they do it in the wrong way. They actually believe in themselves. They think they're better than average. 77% of Americans don't go to the gym. I think it was something around that number, around like 70%, 77% of Americans don't go to the gym. But everyone has a superiority complex nowadays. Everyone thinks, yeah, they're special. But you don't do the action though. But that's not the thing that I want to talk about. I want to talk to the specific individual who currently is in his worst phase of his life when it comes to binge eating and when it comes to how he looks like with his physique. And he's ashamed of his actions and how he looks. And he doesn't believe in himself at all. And he doesn't think that he's going to achieve the physique at all. That he's going to make any progress at all. Because I had that. There were days where I would just go into the shower and just, weep, tear up, look down, and think to myself, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I'm not made for this. I'm not made for it. That's what I would have told myself. I'm not made for it. There were so many times where there's literally video recordings of me where I've recorded myself and I've talked to myself, and it was like, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. I've set this goal for myself and I haven't achieved it yet. Look at my physique. Look at all this like 20k steps that I've been doing every single day. I've tried so hard. I've tried so hard to do this, but I'm still unable to do it. I still look like this. I still look like a piece of shit. I'm still ashamed of my physique. Look at all of these other guys that effortlessly get the results somehow. Why? The world is so unfair. Look at me and look at them. Look at those jacked guys. It's probably their genetics, right? It's not their genetics, man. For some it is. But for most guys, it's just their beliefs. They don't believe in themselves, so they don't show up. Or when it comes to your beliefs, you believe that extremism works, or there's something that is stopping you from lowering the intensity so you can enjoy showing up every single time. Because I've heard so many stories of people that have gone on the extreme path. They've worried so much about the calories. They've worried so much about getting the macros right. They've worried so much about pushing themselves so hard every single workout. It's because you see all of these edits and all of these motivational talks on social media and all of this inspirational, motivational content. You have all of these people that try to make themselves look like they're working hard in front of you, but in the background they're not. I've literally met individuals like this in real life where if you look at their messaging, if you look at their YouTube, if you look at their social media, they're constantly preaching hard work and extremism, and they say that they work hard all of the time and they're constantly working 12 hours every single day. But then when you meet them, they're mostly just messing around. They're smoking, they're playing video games, they're watching shows, they're eating junk food, they're not doing nothing. It's because if you're extreme in one area, you're extreme in other areas. If you're extreme when it comes to doing work, you're going to be extreme when it comes to when your consumption is extreme. Or let me rephrase that. When you're extreme in creating, you're going to be extreme in consuming. It's the same shit. And that was the thing that actually held me back for a year and a half. I was very extreme when it came to binge eating. I would go out at night into the kitchen, pick out my favorite junk foods, come here, watch a movie, procrastinate. You know, this is the ultimate procrastination activity. Watch a movie whilst playing video games and whilst eating junk food. Multiple chocolate bars, multiple apples. I would eat something and then go back into the kitchen, pick something else, come back here, watch a different movie. It's like 3 a.m. in the morning. I then go to bed, wake up at 12. One day, I remember I literally went to a supermarket and I bought 5 chocolate bars. 5 of these like Milka chocolate bars. 5 of them. I packed them in my bag. It was the excuse of going to the gym, but I went to the supermarket, came home, and I ate so many of them. I would literally hide it in this drawer. I'll literally hide it here. And after a few days, I would literally like eat everything and put the package in here, you know, throw the package away in here. Just to hide it because I was ashamed that a family member might find if it was in the trash, the family would find out and I would be ashamed. And one day I got the motivation to just go back to the gym. I was like, stop being, you know, fat and just go into the gym. I went to the gym, did my steps, did like 20 minutes of steps, and then, or I think it was even 10 minutes of steps in the beginning. It was because it was too hard for me. The challenge was too hard, so I couldn't really even do anything, but I wasn't accepting that, you know. I was like, oh, if I don't do 1 hour of walking every single day, I'm a failure. In the beginning, it was just 10 minutes was just okay for me because that was the challenge level and that was my skill level, but I wasn't accepting it. But I did that. I was disappointed in myself, came back home. On this desk right here, you know what I see? I see the bin that's on here, and inside of it is the packages that I had thrown away in here. It was inside of this. Right now where this camera is, I was literally standing there, and I literally stood there for 1 minute straight looking at this. My mom had found out. And even then I wasn't thinking about, what am I doing with myself? I was thinking about what kind of excuse am I going to give my mom? What kind of excuse am I going to tell her? She knows I'm on this fat loss journey. Almost everyone knows. But also the realization hit me, man. I was thinking like, what am I doing? You know, after weeks of just procrastination, I've mustered up the courage to just go to the gym. And that's shit. That's shit by itself. You know? If you have to muster up the courage to go to the gym, it's because the task is too hard. The challenge is too hard. Your skill is low in comparison to the challenge. That is why it feels hard for you and why it's so easy for me. It's because the challenge level matches my skill level. I've been repeating this for so many videos. Nobody listens. It's because everyone wants it fast. It's because this is the unsexy answer. Nobody wants to listen to this. This is the boring, bland answer. Is that it takes time. That is the answer. After weeks of convincing myself to go to the gym, I come back and this is what I see. Just this big failure looking right back at me. You know what happened 3 months later? I lost 21 pounds, almost closing in on 22. That's how you make a comeback. I'm not great by any means. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of my transformation. I'm looking at a decade of documentation, a decade of showing up every single day. That's what I want. The results, all of this, I was thinking about making like 2026 vision board. I'm gonna do it in a way that it's gonna be unique to myself, but it's like, that's bullshit. That's procrastination. You can't determine the results. You can only determine what you can do. But I still think that you should think about the results. Otherwise, there's no reason for you to just continue doing what you're doing, other than the fact that you're a maniac. So 20% of the results, 80% of the actions. I'm still gonna think about just a few things that I want for the next year, but mainly I'm thinking about the things that I want to do in the next 10 years. Thinking in decades. Being steadfast and unwavering with my actions. I'm gonna show up every single day. And even if I miss a day, and miss the 2 days, 3 days, a week, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna show up in the long run. That is how a anti-perfectionist, like winner mindset operates. It's not about missing this 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 100 times. I could miss the gym 100 times. I could become fat again. I'll still show up. That is what it means to be steadfast. Is to come back from any situation possible. It doesn't matter. The worst thing could happen to me. The worst thing imaginable can happen to me. I'll still come back because I know that God's watching me. I know that God's on my side. I'm never lonely. I'm never alone. God is always watching over me. There has been prayers that have came true and I've not been grateful enough. This is a message to myself. I've not been grateful enough for the things God has like given to me. and all these omens and everything. So remember God and trust yourself. Follow your own lead when it comes to the next year. Because that is what it means to be steadfast, is to become a man and to take responsibility and to start thinking original thoughts. Have you ever had an original thought? Or has it always been the thought of other people that has been brought upon you? Trust God, trust yourself, follow your own lead, and be unwavering with your belief. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.